Hi, my name's Sharice Kenyon and I'm the host of the Beauty Me podcast. In today's video, it's actually a really cool chat that I had with Dija Ayodele. She's the founder of Black Skin Directory, and as you'll see in the video, we're filming at her brand new boutique skincare space. It's called Westroom Aesthetics in Maida Vale. So definitely go and check it out. Dija knows her stuff. She's been an esthetician, I don't know how long for. She knows skin. She's very proud of the fact that she definitely can take care of black skin. And if you're new here, please hit subscribe, like, and definitely comment. If you've got any questions for Dija that I didn't ask, let me know. You'll find links to every product that Dija mentions down below. Take a good look if there's something that you're interested in, and let's go. Today's guest is Dija Ayodele. She is the founder of the Black Skin Directory, and today we're filming out of Westroom Aesthetics, which is Dija's new, well, you tell me.
Well, it's my new boutique skincare space, specifically curated to serve the needs of women of color.
Dija is an esthetician.
Yes.
And she is great at giving her sort of real thoughts on skincare, skin regimes, St. Ives.
True.
So I'm looking forward to having just a good real chat with you.
Yeah, so am I, yeah.
First of all, we're just going to start. I'm really nosy.
Okay.
I'd love to know, like, when you were growing up and where you were growing up, what was sort of the first instance that you knew that beauty was this thing that perhaps women did, or...
So I was born in Sierra Leone, so I grew up in Sierra Leone until I was 10. And so I moved to England when I was 10, but I was sort of used to coming on holidays to London because we had family here. And I guess I always knew beauty was a thing because my mum had her own dressing room. And in her dressing room, she had shelving where she'd have all her perfumes and all her lotions. And I would, obviously, since I was a child, I remember when we maybe moved to our new house, when I was maybe about 4, I would sit in there and I would see her put perfume on, you know, on her, behind her ears and all that sort of stuff. I would see her do her hair. She always had a table with like lots of lipsticks, and she would always wear lipstick. So I knew that it was, and I think I knew grooming was a thing, to look presentable was a thing. And also my mum went to the hairdressers every weekend.
Okay.
And I went as well, and she would have her hair done and I'd have my hair done. And she'd have her nails done at the same time, and she always had long red nails. So I always knew that grooming, I don't know if I'd call it beauty, because I always knew grooming was a thing, but I also knew that it's not something that all women did, because I know, for example, my mum's older sister, she didn't go to the salon every weekend like my mum. I mean, she still groomed herself, she presented and all that, but she didn't go to the salon like my mum.
Okay.
And even like now, like my mum would say, send me this lipstick from MAC. And so I think because of my mum's influence, I've always known it. And also as an African child growing up in Africa, you know, things like you wouldn't come downstairs until you were properly lotioned. Okay. So whilst it may not be beauty as we know it, we knew that, you know, clean, lotioned, not looking dry and crusty was...
So it's like representation almost. Like,
you know, it's like you had to wear earrings. You couldn't just sort of rock up.
You weren't finished
without at least earrings, because like you get your ears pierced while you're still in hospital when you're born.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, so again, I wouldn't use the word beauty. I'd just use the word grooming. Maybe grooming, well put together, looking responsible, not embarrassing your mom.
That respectability.
Because it would reflect on your family. And it would reflect on the female members of your family.
Oh, really?
So it wouldn't reflect on your dad if you didn't look.
Reflect on your mum if you were looking
if you were looking raggedy. It would be like mum or the nanny. It wouldn't be you. It wouldn't be your dad. It wouldn't be your dad. It wouldn't be a male person. So to a certain extent, that, and it's for everybody, rich, poor, mediocre. So everyone had this level of decency, I'd say. So it wouldn't be beauty in that sense. But I knew that you could make yourself look even more groomed by lipstick and all that, because I'd see my mum do that. Yeah, that was like an enhancement.
Okay. Yeah. So when did you move to the UK?
I was 10.
Okay, and
so 94.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did things change when it came to like your grooming practices with your mum? Were you still going to the hairdressers every week?
I wouldn't say things changed because, for example, there was a civil war in Sierra Leone. So when we moved to London, we were poor.
Right.
So,
but back in Sierra Leone,
we were filthy rich.
So
when we moved to London, like we were poor and living in a council flat.
Wow.
Yeah. So when we used to come to England before, when we were younger, we'd come and we'd like live in Maida Vale, Bayswater, like really lovely places. But when the Civil War hit and my family was hit,
you weren't living in Maida.
Yeah, we moved to Kilburn Park, and it was in a council flat, and there was a 2-bedroom council flat, and there was more of us than could fit in those rooms. But anyway, it was cool. We still groomed.
Right.
Because my sister would still, like on a Sunday night, plait my hair to go to school. I would still be expected, I would still moisturize. We still groomed. I remember seeing my sister, she'd like still be doing her eyebrows and her lipstick in the living room mirror. So where we lived or how we lived or where we had come from and come to didn't impact the fact that we were not still going to go out there just because circumstances were not going to make us go out there and be like, you couldn't tell what our circumstances were by looking at us. Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Because you'd be clean, groomed, clean clothes, everything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So growing up in London then, when was the sort of first time that you started to play with how you were looking? Or were you allowed to sort of start experimenting with hair and makeup?
I think, no, I wasn't. It was quite strict. I wasn't. I'd always sort of been, there was a basic level of grooming and decency you had to do. But things like lipstick or like nail polish and stuff like that, I wasn't allowed to partake in stuff like that. I do remember my year 9 school photos. I had managed to sneak in some makeup.
What was the look?
Now when I think about it, I think I'd sort of jazzed up my lips a bit.
Okay.
I mean, it was visible that I had makeup on. And this is how strict it was. My sister refused to buy the photo. And she actually called the school and said, how could you let a 13-year-old wear makeup for her school photo?
I need to know how much you had on.
I don't have
you haven't got the evidence.
We haven't got the evidence because, no, my sister refused to buy it. So that's how strict it was.
So where did that strictness come from? Was it a religious thing or just...
No, it was just like education. You should not be being distracted.
You shouldn't be thinking about...
by makeup and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It was just
classic. Well, it's linked with attracting the boys as well, I think, as well, isn't it?
It's just distraction. You should be facing your studies, face your book, face your studies. And
so your sister was like she was being strict. A mum.
Yeah, no, she was my legal guardian. She was, and she's 15 years older than me. And she was just like, we're not buying this photo. I don't know what you were thinking of doing or whatever. And I remember having like, all the girls would be like, go to Body Shop to buy mascara and stuff. And Body Shop had this clear mascara and I'd buy that. And it's like, well, everyone's got black mascara for definition. And you
clear mascara stuff, I'm sorry.
Clear mascara.
No, I never got that.
That was like my thing. And funny, my best friend as well, bless her, she was on it as well because her guardian was quite strict too. She's like, clear mascara, literally. Yes, it was really strict. Like, I remember being told that it's when you are 16, that's when you're allowed to have like maybe even nail polish. Or I remember my 16th birthday, my middle sister's friend from America plucked my eyebrows, and it was my 16th birthday, and when I came home, my older sister went, you better go and find those brows and put them back on. And it was like, oh my God, what do I do? I was like, oh my God, what do I do? And it was, and my middle sister was like, I told you about that. And you were sat there and you let Adia pluck all your eyebrows out. Now you had to go and find them. And it was strict, literally, it was strict. Like I got my GCSE results and I got 13 A stars to B grades. And my sister was just like, those B's could have been A's, but well done anyway. That's how strict it was.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so you must have been excited to finally embrace, or were you even interested, like when you got 16?
I was always, I've always been interested in grooming. I'd always been interested in looking good, not necessarily sort of experimenting. I'm quite a classic sort of person, I think, because that's what I saw growing up. My mum always had red nails. It was always red lipstick. It was always, her look was always complimentary to her.
Yeah.
Nothing was out there sort of extravagant or anything like that. So I'd always been interested in that. And I remember wanting to take a year out after my GCSEs to maybe do like some beauty courses. And again, it was that, what do you mean? You're going to sixth form and you're going to uni. I don't know what you mean by beauty. So for us, it was, in my household, it was always that, of course you can be interested in beauty, but it's for somebody else to do to you, not for you to do for other people. You're not going to do it
as a career.
Yeah. So was I excited? I think perhaps maybe some of the excitement sort of waned when I did get to an age and it was like, yes, you can do this. No one's going to stop you. It was probably more exciting when I knew that I was trying to sneak around to do it. I think it was more exciting then.
Okay.
And then when I was allowed to do it, maybe when I should have gone crazy and been like, okay, I'm going to get green hair or something. I didn't. I just wanted a nice hairstyle, my hair relaxed or something. That's all. I'd never wanted to be extravagant with it.
So with that being said, did you ever have any moments that you're kind of like, you wish you'd never done?
Not really. I remember once shaving off the back of my head by myself with my brother-in-law's clippers.
What made you do that?
I thought
that's quite
a big thing. Yeah. Or like a bob. I don't even know.
You were trying to give yourself a bob.
It was, I was just trying to experiment. And so my hair was relaxed at the top, and then I shaved this bit off of the back, and no one noticed for a few days. Yeah. And then I was doing my homework, and my sister just came and lifted up my head, like, "What have you done to your hair?" And I was like, I thought I'd cut it and stuff. So and then I remember getting my ears pierced the second time. And again, that was a little other thing I sneaked in, hoping that no one would notice I had 2 earrings. And you know the thing you should do when you're a child? You're like, that is so stupid. But do I regret it? No. I haven't done anything crazy. That's the thing, So there's nothing to regret, really.
So you've got a 6-year-old daughter. What do you think is going to be? How are you going to treat her? Like, is it like nothing until you're 16?
I'm more relaxed. No, like she's already doing nail varnish. But only on school holidays. And if we're going on holiday, she can get like a pedicure and a manicure. She does wear lip balm and lip gloss, like maybe a pearlescent lip gloss.
Clear mascara?
No. She does sometimes like to help me put blusher on and stuff like that. So she knows about makeup, and she sits in the bathroom. And like again, when I was a child, I'd sit and watch my mum. So she does, but she's not allowed. Yeah. I just say to her, I speak more freely to her than say my parents did to me. I will say to her, you do not need this yet. I wouldn't go, you can't have that, and just be like, gauntlet down. Yeah. It's just, you don't need this. You are beautiful anyway. You're intelligent. You're clever. You can have a bit of mummy's lip gloss. And sometimes I will be the one saying, do you want some lip gloss? And she knows she can get her nails done. And but the day before school starts, they have to come off. Yeah, she knows that. So I'm not as strict. I think also the world has changed.
Definitely.
So it's not the same as before. And I'm confident in the fact that she's a super clever, intelligent girl. So I don't feel like she'll be distracted because she's got nail polish on. Yeah. It's like for 5 minutes and she's forgotten.
She's going to sit there at school like...
No, exactly. That doesn't make any difference to me or her, I don't think. Yeah.
So what about... when you were growing up or perhaps older, like, were there any outside influences? Were you ever influenced by any, like, celebrities or models or...
I remember, like I was not the slimmest of children growing up, but so I do remember looking at models like Iman, for example, and Naomi Campbell, but sort of never even wanting to emulate them or be them. I was just like, they're a completely different person to me. And so I didn't really have, like... celebrities like that I looked up to. I mean, like if I wanted to get a hairstyle or something, like when I was at 16 and my hair was relaxed, or even between 16 and they say mid-20s, yes, I would look at celebrities and see what kind of hairstyles they had, but I wouldn't really be influenced by them. I don't know if it was the whole, because I was made and I was naturally just focused on learning, which I still am, constantly learning. Yeah. I had a lot of blinkers on, so I wouldn't look to outside influences. I one thing I do remember is because as a child when we travelled a lot, I do remember just liking air hostesses and thinking, can you call them air hostesses anymore?
No, it's
cabin crew. They get called now. But I do remember thinking, so groomed,
put together.
so put together. I do remember that, and I think again it was that put together look that I liked. And in terms of an image, how to look. But other than that, you know, I wouldn't look at celebrities and go, oh, you know, emulate this person. I love Shadi Adu's red lips that she always had. Nene Cherry's sort of long, curly hair. Yeah. But I liked it.
Yeah.
I didn't want it, though.
Yeah. So it wasn't like... Because obviously we talk so much these days about diversity and representation. But it seems like you weren't really looking to the outside world for... inspiration or perhaps being seen. You were focused perhaps on
I didn't
other things.
I wasn't and even now I like people and I love what they do and all that, and I can celebrate what they do, but I don't look to it to guide what I'm doing. And I've never been like that. When did you get into this world? Like right now you've got your own what do you call it? Practice? Yeah, I call it a aesthetic skincare boutique. Okay.
But how long has the journey been? How long has the journey been, and like what did it start with to get here?
So I mean, I think this journey started a long time ago when I was a child. Okay. It started from the whole sort of going to salon with my mum, and I was always sort of admired the women who did like the treatments and stuff. They were always so savvy and sassy. Always like them. Jean-Marie, one of the ladies, she was always like fly girl. Okay. You know, so that started, and I remember doing things like pedicures when I was 8 for my uncle.
Oh,
you know, my uncles.
I would not do.
Yeah, I loved doing pedicures.
Good.
And
a man's feet.
But he was like he's my uncle, like my dad. So yeah,
you're good.
It was just like experience, like you know. It's more like I'd help him clipper his toenails.
Yeah, the grooming aspect, like
again. So it wasn't like a full-on pedicure as such, but it was.
Sorry, I've got a thing about feet. It's not about pedicures. I have a thing about feet. I don't get pedicures.
When I was in training and when I worked in salon as well as a beauty therapist, as a sort of all-rounder, pedicures were my favorite thing to do.
Because you liked transforming. It sounds like you like transforming things.
Yeah, so they were my favourite things to, and it also allowed me to like chit chat as well, because I love chit chatting. So I'd say this journey started well when I was a child, and sort of continued right up when I was at uni. I was still doing courses. I was always doing a course of some kind. And so just sort of developing my skills. And then when I left uni and I went into working in the city, I remember once pissing off my boss because she didn't realize this, but I wanted to do a manicure course with OPI. I don't know if you know the brand OPI. And it was every Monday for 6 weeks. And you know how annoying that is if you work in investment banking for someone to have every Monday for 6 weeks off? But she didn't realize when she signed it off. So
you're working in investment banking, okay?
Yeah, but like I was like, that was my day job, so to speak. I disliked it greatly, and it was so crazy because she then signed it off, and then I was off for every Monday, and it was so annoying. It was because for them it was better for you to take a week off than for you to.
Right.
And the fact that I was like, I don't care if you're pissed off. I was like, I don't need to be here, and that's like the starting of. I need to move on and stuff like that. And I mean, we get on really well and we still get on really well. I ended up doing her wedding makeup for her because in the end, she asked me to resign because I was wasted. She was like, you're not happy here. So just, you know, give me a long resignation period and then, you know, you can be free to go. And I did that. And I remember a friend of mine was going to New York to do Fashion Week and I tagged along with her. Oh, cool. Obviously, I was working in investment banking because I had money. I could just do whatever I want. Well, I had no children. Yeah. My now husband was then my boyfriend. So I could go wherever, basically. And I just remembered investing so much in courses and learning and assisting and being an apprentice to so many people. And then I left. So I left investment banking, and I then decided I was going to do my full beauty qualifications. So I then decided I needed to save up some money for that, though. So I then got another job after that summer and in investment banking again, but more hedge fund management.
Okay.
They ended up making me redundant after 6 weeks, which is like an amazing godsend because I was going stir crazy being there. I was just like, I cannot. It was a maternity leave cover as well.
Right.
It's like, has she had a baby yet? Is she coming back? Because I can't, And then 6 weeks into the job, they made me redundant. I was like, oh my God, the universe answers prayers.
Yeah.
And everyone was, oh my God, you lost your job. I'm like, yeah. And obviously it was the height of the recession. So people were like, can't believe you're so relaxed. You lost your job. I'm like, it doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
So I went and I concentrated full blast. I did all my MVQs at London College of Beauty Therapy. After that, I went into salon and worked for maybe a year and a bit, but I always had my side hustle. I've always been a side hustler. Doing my own clients at home and going to them.
Yeah.
Because you can work in a salon. When you work in a salon, you have to work according to your salon owner's own ethos.
Yeah.
Beliefs, practices, the products they want to use,
yeah,
and that sort of stuff. Which is great for experience and is great for learning how to actually run a business. Because I find like nowadays everyone's like a boss, but no one has any sort of like business experience.
They don't know how to run a business.
Yeah. So that was great, and obviously there's loads of aspects I didn't like, but when I look back at it, it was great sort of fertile learning ground. So I always had my own side hustle. Then I actually opened my own little one-room clinic, which I was so poorly equipped to do, so poorly equipped. I had
what way?
I had no business acumen. I'm a boss. I was not. I was playing being a boss.
Oh gosh,
and, it folded very quickly. I was just like, but also I had to move to the other side of London as well, so there's just no way I could have upkept it.
Yeah.
But it was just great to let it go. I am a fail fast sort of person. This isn't working, cut it loose. Let's move.
Yeah.
I feel no way bad about it at all.
Yeah.
But I was so, when I think back now, I'm like, oh my God, I was terrible.
I'm just trying to picture it in this little room, and
I was all
were you
set
marketing?
Up.
And
I was marketing, I had my posters, everything. I was just like, what am I doing? This is so, it was so bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, I let that go. I moved on, good fertile ground. I got more qualifications. I decided I wanted to specialize. I didn't sort of fall into the whole, I want to sort of work with black women and elevate black women. I didn't fall into that for a long time. It's not until these sort of last, I'd say maybe 5 years or so, when I've kind of realized how underserved black women are and how much I think black women deserve so much more in terms of provision, and not just in terms of provision but of service, but provision in terms of thoughts and elevating the experience of black women. You go to salons sometimes and you're waiting forever, and the attitude is poor, the customer service is poor, and again it's like, well, this is all we got, so let's just manage it. And I'm like not a managing person. I'm all in or we're not doing it. So I do not do management. And so that's how I fell into the black women don't sometimes know what products are great for them. How can I change that? Black women aren't always sure whether what a practitioner is saying is applicable to them. How can I change that? When magazine editors write, people tend to write in their own image, and if the magazine editors tend to be white, then they're going to write in their own image. So without even realizing it, they don't know that a black woman is start reading that great article.
But thinking,
in the back of their head,
that's not for me.
That's not for me. And we have it here all the time when people come in and say, it's great to see a clinic being run by a black woman. I feel so much safer because I feel like you're just going to understand what I'm saying. So this, and is, I didn't think it was a thing. I was never sort of like, I must dedicate my business to looking after. No, I was
but
never
it sounds like
that.
But I rate that because you learn everything. You've learned so much. You learned about products. You learned about skin. You didn't set out to say, I'm going to open a clinic that's just for black women. No, I think you've learned so much, and then you're able to apply it to different clientele, which is the right way to do it.
I'd go to training courses, and it's funny because I was at a training course last week in Paris. Again, it was that same feeling. I'd look around and go, where are all the black people? Where are all the black practitioners? So even from a practitioner point of view, black practitioners are low on the ground. So again, it was another. That's why I wanted to do Black Skin Directory as well, to highlight not just practitioners who are amazing at looking after darker skin tones, but to also highlight black practitioners as well. Because again, it's like, where is everybody? Is everybody sort of just busy in their corners, or no one wants to put their head above the parapet to say, I'm great at looking up. You know, why don't you even want to say I'm great at looking after black skin? I think in this country, we're so sort of PC.
Yeah.
I love it how in America, they're like, these American doctors I met last week, they were like, yeah, I specialize in looking after skin of color. And that's like what they tell you.
Yeah,
here, we're sort of pussyfooting around going, well, I look after everybody. And it's like...
And also, that's not even always the case. Yeah. Especially like for hair, for instance. I think there's a major issue in the hair industry. Like people don't even seem to realize, as white salon owners, if you are trained in doing black hair, it's going to equal money in the bank.
And that you need to say...
we specialize in Afro. Like, get it out there, say it. But there's like a discomfort.
There's nothing wrong with saying there is a discomfort. And I was greatly, when I was setting up Black Skin Directory, because I was so conflicted. I was like, oh my God, Black Skin Directory, people are going to think...
Should I call it black?
Yeah.
I don't know how many years you've been doing this, but obviously now you have your own space and you have become known as a woman that works specifically with black women. Is that something you set out to do?
Predominantly with black women. I think there's just a slight turn of phrase there. No, I did not set out to do that. And I think, but I have embraced it, especially, and I did feel conflicted at first because I thought, I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm
leaving them out.
Or I'm making this straight line demarcation to say, like, if you are white, you cannot come and see me. The great thing is, when you do your training, majority of the time, even right now, I know a lot of the training schools do not sort of cover sort of the nuances of darker skin in great detail. So it's like when you get trained to do hair, you get trained on Caucasian hair.
Yeah.
It's the same
And you have
concept.
to opt in to learn the other.
So if you want to sort of know more about black skin, you have to opt in. It's just... Again, it's that reflection of who is doing your training. Yeah. So if you want to know more about black skin, you have to pull your finger out and, you know, go and get that training, which is another reason why, for example, Black Skin Directory, we set up our first training workshop for practitioners, right from, say, your beauty salon practitioner to medical doctor practitioners who want to know more about black skin, and not just sort of the nuances and how to treat it, but how to harness that extra knowledge they're going to gain to sort of impact their bottom line, basically. Because, you know, I think we said it before, it actually is a positive impact on your finances if you can shout and say, I can look after black skin. I'm experienced as well. Because, again, black women will not necessarily know. If you don't say, I look after black skin, or I'm experienced looking after black skin, the assumption is that you don't. Yeah. So
you're just losing money.
So you're losing a valuable income stream. So I didn't set out to say I predominantly look after black women, but that is what's happened. And it's an actual, the more I am in this environment, the more I feel an actual honor and privilege doing it because of the feedback I get. Even up until last night, we had a client in here who was just saying, it's so amazing to know that someone like you exists in London. I'm like, fantastic, great. I know there's other people like me that exist in London as well. But if you're not shouting about it, and I don't even think I shout about it, but if you're not actively saying, this is what I do, or this is what I can do, then you're missing out. Yeah. And you're not capitalizing on opportunities.
The question that I try and ask everybody, even though I've already got a very common answer that seems to keep coming up, is, when do you feel you're most beautiful?
It's really different on different times and points in my life. Sometimes I feel most beautiful when my daughter says, "Oh, mummy, you look lovely." Sometimes it's when my husband says, "You look really nice." But I think generally when I look into my life as to when I feel universally maybe the most beautiful, it's usually when I am free and when I'm feeling carefree. So it's usually when I'm at home and just chilling in my slacks, or on holiday with no communication from the outside world apart from my immediate family, and maybe we're doing something fun, no makeup, just natural hair, and just really chilling. I think that's when I will associate beauty in my life, probably with feeling free in my life.
So you think you're, obviously we've mentioned that you're quite an organized person and you've got different processes, but is it like when you kind of come away from that?
Yeah, when I come away from that and I have no obligations whatsoever, that's when, and I don't have to feel put together or make any effort, you know, that's when I'm, you know, my brain is shut down, the tabs are shut down. We have had a reboot. That is when I feel most, you know, most at peace. I associate beauty with peace as well.
Okay.
It's when I feel most peaceful.
Yeah.
Which is why I also wake up very early in the morning, because it's when my life is most peaceful. With no distractions of 2 children, a husband, or, you know, mail, emails, or anything like that. It's when I am most peaceful.
Let's talk about skin. Okay. Obviously, you are an esthetician. You have glowing skin. It doesn't always mean that you will when you're an esthetician, obviously, because we all have issues. But I want to know, how does Dija wake up? I mean, from the minute you wake up. From the minute, drinks, food, everything.
From the minute I wake up, I mean, it's not very glamorous, I have to say.
And it's early, right?
And it's early. I wake up really early. So I am usually up by 4:30 in the morning. And I head to my computer downstairs.
Straight away?
There is no meditation. There is no Zen feeling in my life. The way my life is set up right now, you know, with the new business in a way, you know, there is no time for that. I head downstairs. It's quiet. Both children are asleep usually, and I put my computer on. I do put a bit of music on, whether it be just focused sort of sounds as opposed to music.
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on my frame of mind, I might listen to a bit of gospel. But usually I just put on like instrumental of some sort, make a coffee. And usually I'm at my desk by I'm sat down by 4:45, really. And yeah, I am working until about maybe 5:30, which is when I get my daughter up to get ready for school. Then I'll do the school run, and if I'm going to the gym that day, then I'll go to see my PT after. My son will stay home and have breakfast with his dad, wait for me till I come back, and then we swap roles.
But so wait. Where's the skincare in this morning?
There is no, if I'm going to the gym, there is no skincare. Literally.
So you don't even
because
rinse your face.
I'd have had a shower the night before.
Right.
So I will not do anything to my face. The most I'll do is before I head out is stick some sunscreen on because I'm heading out, but that's it. That's the only. And with that, I'd probably just use the Glossier Invisible Shield, which is in the downstairs bathroom. That's what I'll put on, go to the gym and come back, and then I'll do skincare. So I would have been up since 4:30, but my skincare bit, as in wouldn't be done till about maybe 9:30 when I'm back from the gym. If I am not going to the gym, then I will have a shower around about 6 o'clock, and I will wash my face with Skin Better Science Oxygen Face Wash, which has got a bit of glycolic acid, lactic acid. I do like my acids, and salicylic acid because I can sometimes be oily, so that just helps to decongest my pores. And I will, at the moment, I'm using this SkinCeuticals Retexturing Serum. Just to boost the level of exfoliation that my skin does, and I really love the consistency of it. It's almost like a liquid gel, and it's very hydrating. I put that on. I'll also use a Skin Better Even Tone Serum, which is like a godsend for black skin in terms of it will help to depigment black marks on the skin. It will help to even out your skin in general, and it gives you like a really healthy glow to your skin as well. I'd use that, and then I'll just put some sunscreen over that.
Okay.
Again, probably the Glossier Invisible Shield. Sometimes I use this Danish brand called E-Cooking, which we over the summer we were retailing on Black Skin Directory, but it's another sunscreen as well. Sometimes I use that, and it's got really nice cream consistency, so that's very hydrating as well. I'll put that on, but that will be it. Like I use like free products.
Okay.
I don't, you know.
And you rely on the same ones all the time? Because I know I interviewed you recently and you were very like, if something works, then
I don't really change my
skincare
skincare very much. Sometimes I might, if I need an extra boost of something, I might include like something like maybe some exfoliating peel pads, for example. But I generally don't have enough time in my life, in my day, to be extensive with my skincare. So I go for what works straight away, what has proven science as to how quickly it can work. I don't have time to experiment either or anything like that. I don't do that. I was a beauty blogger once, imagine that. And I'm like, how was I a beauty blogger? I was such a poor one because I just didn't experiment with the products.
Yeah, there's like a ton sitting there.
Yes, no, I don't want to put that on my face. I'm good with this. And I'm generally that sort of person as well.
Right.
Even
you sound like someone, when you know that something works, you stick with it, whether it's makeup.
I would say to you, like, even just yesterday, it's slightly different, but yesterday we were on the train going home, and there was this guy, I don't know, maybe he looked a bit unstable, and so we moved carriages, and so Emma was saying to me, oh, you know, he looked like he was listening to music, but he was just maybe shouting at top of his voice. And I went, do you know what? He might be perfectly fine, but I have not got time to find out. So I'm just going to move on. I am that's
right.
Me
you remove yourself.
In life,
get things done.
I don't have time to find out the alternative. I'm just going to keep on my path. There's good and bad sides to that. It means I could be missing out on something amazing. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm still good. I'm all right.
Yeah, you got home.
I'm staying in this corner. Like, But I'm like that with skincare. I'm like that with, you know, unless you have shown me unrefutable, undisputable science, then what I'm using is what I'm happy with.
So tell me about makeup, because you always do seem to have this really nice glow. I'm like, what is it? Is it just the skin, or is it a certain foundation?
I don't really wear foundation. I wear concealer where I feel I need it.
Right.
And I use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Deep Dark. I've been using it for donkey's years.
Powder.
I should have shares.
They're so nice on your skin though.
Yeah, and then I use a NARS blusher. I've been using the same Rimmel 299 eyebrow pencil in Deep Dark since I was like 17. After my eyebrows got hacked off, I've been using that same pencil. And that's literally.
What concealer do you use?
So I use it's by House of Glam Dolls. So it's by David Horn, who used to be an ex-trainer for MAC, and he's got his own brand, and it's a concealer palette. And that's what I use. So no, I don't, and I'm not fussy in terms of. I would have just used a red lipstick. I've got like over 40 different red lipsticks. That is something I'm a sucker for, a red lipstick. And that's it. I do not sort of go crazy. I don't have an extensive makeup kit. Apart from the lipsticks, I don't have an expensive makeup kit at all.
So if I was to put you on a desert island tomorrow and you could only take 3 things.
Eyebrow pencil, red lipstick, and sunscreen, probably.
I thought you were going to say that. Because we had a conversation recently about sunscreen, and I was asking you about Black women. And that's an article that's coming out. So if you wouldn't mind reiterating what we're talking about, that I loved how you said, I think a lot of Black women, they think, oh, well, sunscreen is just for protecting against skin cancer.
Yeah, and it's not just Black women. I think it's the Black demographic in general. They assume, and it's a lot to do with how sunscreen is marketed or has been marketed in the past, is to say that it's for skin cancer. And because the skin cancer rates are lower in dark skin, that's not to say Black people do not get sun-induced skin cancer. We do. Likewise, we also get non-sun-induced skin cancer. Black people just generally assume that sunscreen is for skin cancer, while it's only now, much more recently, we're talking about the other effects of the sun on the skin, i.e. the premature aging aspect of the sun. And whilst on Black skin, we may not get the sort of fine lines and wrinkles, say, as early as a white lady would or a white person would. are signs of aging, are things like mottled pigmentation, patchy skin, the development of what's called dermatosis papulosa nigra, which is DPN, which is these like skin tags. Think Morgan Freeman.
Oh, right.
Think, you know, the marks have gone. So
Yeah.
So that's our sort of signs of
aging.
Oh, and skin maturing. So there's different, and sunscreen will control those premature aging aspects.
Okay.
Because the sun, which is why when we say you have a broad spectrum UVA, UVB sunscreen, the UVA, I always say A for aging. That aspect will prevent the premature aging, and the UVB prevents you from burning, which is what causes the mutations that can lead to possible skin cancer or malignant melanomas. So it's protection from both sides, and we as a community tend to underestimate how much it's needed. Especially we as a community, we suffer most from hyperpigmentation. That's the number one query that, you know, I see women of color. Oh, my skin is patchy. I've got all these dark marks. What can I do? How can I get rid of them? Blah blah blah. And it's like, yes, I can give you a pigmentation serum, absolutely, but you also have to use it hand in hand with a sunscreen.
Yeah.
If you're not using a sunscreen, then forget it.
Yeah. So can you just explain for people that might not know there's two different types of SPF you can go for. Is it chemical and physical?
Yeah. So you can go for a chemical sunscreen, which is, you always see I can never say the long scientific ingredients, but they always have like a late on them. Yeah. And so those are chemicals, and they tend not to leave a white cast on the skin, which
is the worst when you do have darker skin, obviously.
And then you have the physical sunscreens, which are also called mineral sunscreens, and they have titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, and that's what causes the white cast. Having said that, black women can use physical sunscreens, which have been, the particles are really nano-milled. I think that's what they call nanoparticles. Okay. So it's really, really quite fine. Not all physical sunscreens nowadays leave a white mark. Things have moved on. Okay. Yes, there are some, absolutely, but things have moved on quite a lot. So when I hear people say, oh, and again, it's about, if it's not communicated to you, or you don't pull your finger out to learn about it, then you're not going to know. But it really is just a really baseless excuse when people say, oh, I can't find one that works.
Oh, gosh.
You know,
I've heard about people being allergic to it as well, so just leaving it.
Yeah, but you can be allergic to an ingredient, but you can find one that works for you.
Yeah.
Again, there's this whole thing where I think sometimes people feel like, I have this product, it must do the job. No, not all products are going to work for everybody. Sometimes you have to move on. I've tried loads of sunscreens, and there's some I like and there's some I don't like.
Yeah, I've bought plenty, and unfortunately, 2 uses in, it has to go.
And I think that's, the same for everything. If you, I don't know, if you bought a pair of shoes and they were pinching, well, you keep on wearing it because you know what I mean?
But some people are like that. They'll be like, I paid for this, so.
Yeah, but if it's causing an allergic reaction, I find sometimes, like, we like to complain. I don't know if...
Like to cuss products and stuff.
Because I'm very much like an individual that'll go, next, move on.
Yeah.
And my entire family is like that. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's because of what we've been through in life in terms of like our background and stuff. But I'm very much like, next, okay, move this show. Let's get the show on the road. Yeah. That's me. I do not dwell. So if it's not working for me, that didn't work. Never mind. Let's move on. That's me. So I wouldn't necessarily sit and especially if it's a product. I wouldn't complain so much. I just move on. Just move on.
Right. Final skincare question. What's the one ingredient or product that you think every woman should use to take her skin, to improve her skin?
One product. Wow.
Is there something that we're missing out on, or are you going to say retinol?
If I say one, you can't really just say one because it kind of comes as a package.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're going to use, I'd say sunscreen. If you wear sunscreen, that will definitely improve your skin and the health of your skin. Absolutely, overall, protect the health of your skin overall. But sunscreen is also one of those products that you don't realize the benefits of it until like 20, 30, 40 years down the line.
So you're going to have to take it, do it. And
yes, it's one of those things you're going to have to suck in and see.
Yeah.
So, but if you wanted an immediate improvement to your skin, then I'd say probably vitamin A, retinol or retinaldehyde, or maybe alpha-ret, which is a new molecule of lactic acid and retinol together.
Okay.
I'd probably say that will give you an immediate, and when I say immediate, I mean like in 3 months' time. Will give you an immediate benefit to your skin. So yeah, if you're a black woman, I'd definitely say what we call a tyrosinase inhibiting product, which is just a fancy way of saying a product that halts the excessive formation of melanin pigment in the skin when you maybe have a spot or something that doesn't leave a dark mark. So depending on who it is, I think there is no uniformity in skincare. Sunscreen is definitely universal, but I also think that there is something to be said about making sure your skincare and the products and the ingredients you use are a bit more tailored to you. So it's really difficult to say what's the one product that every woman should have. I think SPF, yes, but you do have to spend some time to ensure that what you are using is tailored to your concern. That's the way you're going to get your best skin health, which is why we have this tagline saying, but first, your skin health. And I love that tagline so much, I trademarked it to myself.
Oh, cool.
Because I was like, I cannot let anyone else use that, because that's what I focus on. How can I help you as an individual, you, the one sole person, achieve your best skin health, regardless of all the noise and
there's a lot
bamboozlement that's out there when it comes to, you should use this, you should use that, you should use that. Use SPF, universal, but whether you should be using retinol is completely unique and up to what concerns you have. Whether you should be using pigmentation serums or which one you should be using, again, is completely unique and up to what concerns you have. You know, down to what cleanser you should be using, again, tailored to you and what you need at that particular point in your life, because also skincare, your skin changes and your skin moves as time goes on. So what you were using in 2019 might not be what you need at the end of 2020. It could be completely different, which is why it's, for me, I find it difficult to say this is what I think all women or all people should have, because I really do believe in a bit more of a personalized approach.
Okay. So with that being said, if somebody wanted to come to you, where's the best place for listeners and viewers to find you?
So Westroom Aesthetics, so the westroomaesthetics.com website is up and running. You can reach out to me on Insta. So Westroom Aesthetics does have an Instagram page, which is Westroom Aesthetics. I have my own personal Instagram, which is Dija_Ayodele. You can find me. And a lot of people will use that as their route to find me. And then obviously we have the Black Skin Directory platform, which again, you can find me on it, but it's mainly for you to seek out other practitioners. It's not centered on me at all, Black Skin Directory. That is completely about everybody else.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed this.
Me too. We can do a part 2.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime.
Brilliant.
Anytime. I'm always game.
Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found my chat with Dija as hilarious and also informative as I did. And please do subscribe and let me know your comments. And you'll also find me over on Instagram. It's just @BeautyMePodcast. See you next time.